If women knew how hard it was for men to even get the slightest bit of respect from women nowadays, they would actually be shocked. Because it's not for no reason that men have given up on dating. It's not for no reason that men no longer try to deal with women. It's because they have tried so many times, and instead of just being rejected nowadays, they have to deal with being made fun of. They have to deal with women putting them down. They have to deal with the most ridiculous, disrespectful things ever. And because respect is such a crucial element for men, they would rather, instead of being disrespected again, just go and get themselves a dog.
Well, good morning to you too, Rozak. I think that's what you meant to say. But here we are. We're going to have a conversation about this comment. First of all, no, I don't need to reconsider anything. What I need is for men to stop telling me what I need. And that's what all women need. Is for men to stop telling us what we need. We know what we need. We know what we want. That's number one. Number two, you are absolutely right. Women are on the losing end of dating these days. And it's not because men are done with dating. It's because women are done with men. We're done with the quality man who stops showing up for the dates. We're done with the men who are not looking to be an equal in the relationship, but they're looking for someone to take care of them. They're looking for someone to pay half the bills plus do all the housework. We're done with men taking advantage of us. Men are done with dating because they can no longer manipulate women to get what they need or want. So no, don't tell me what I need. I don't need to reconsider diddly squatch yet. But thanks for popping by.
You know what really mess up modern dating? Movements like feminism and Me Too changed the whole game. Now, a lot of women keep taking advice from their single friends, the same ones always saying that men are manipulative, jealous, or controlling. And because of that, the whole dating scene has become a mess.
There's a lot of discourse about why doesn't my boyfriend propose to me? We've been together for such a long time, but he hasn't talked about marriage. He doesn't bring up the conversation. He actively avoids conversations around marriage and commitment, the next step. And I was just thinking about this. I don't know why I'm thinking about this today. Like, it's so random. Maybe I need to talk about this and someone needs to hear this. So this relationship that I was in, like, a long time ago, like in my 20s. So my boyfriend at the time, like, he was very much, like, eager to talk about marriage. Like, he would always talk about, like, marriage. Like, he would, like, actively talk about us getting married. And anytime he would do that, I would, like, change the subject. I would just not really respond. I would, like, not really just react much because I did not want to marry him. Like, that sounds fucked up. Like, I didn't want to marry him. I knew I wasn't going to marry him. I even knew he was not real. Like, I didn't want to marry him. Oh my god, this is like so fucked up. Now looking back, I don't think I liked him that much. Like, I was just really heavily attached to this person. Like, it was anyways. Anyway, so it's just logically thinking about it, right? Like, if you're talking about marriage and your partner is not really responsive, it's probably because they don't want to marry you. Like, even if they're, like, you know, even if the issue is the logistics, like, maybe you could say, okay, then they're not financially ready, like, so they're not really talking about it because they're not actually ready, like, financially. But I feel like it's, like, deeper than that. I think somebody can want to be with you and, like, enjoy the relationship for what it is right now, but, like, thinking about, like, long-term, like, marriage, commitment, like, I think that's, like, a huge step that people are not going to be comfortable with if they're not seeing that with you specifically. This is not really, like, professional advice. This is more like my personal opinion, because as I was, like, just thinking about this, like, memory, like, I'm just cringing right now because on his behalf, but also for myself, like, the fact that I was with someone that I didn't even like that much, oh my god, like, it's kind of, like, cringy because, like I said, it's because of the attachment issues that I had. Of course, I was young, right? And so it's just funny, like, looking at it, like, these relationships where people are with each other based on trauma bonds and attachment issues and codependency issues, they definitely exist. So I think what I'm trying to say is, like, if you're asking, like, why doesn't he want to marry me? Like, why is he not proposing? Consider the fact that, like, he might not want to marry you. Like me. I could want to be with you. Not anymore. I don't have this mindset anymore. Like, you could very much want to be with someone, but doesn't mean that you want to marry them. Just protect yourself from these people. Yeah.
He didn't marry you because he could feel your hesitation. No man is going to commit to someone who's unsure, distant, only halfway in. You treated him like he was just one of your options, and now you're surprised he never saw you as a forever.
All right, I'm going to say it. Some of y'all aren't going to like it. Doesn't make it any less true. Here we go. A lot of really good men are leaving marriages. Why is that? Is it because they fell out of love, or is it something else? A lot of what we're seeing now is men leaving marriages, not because they've fallen out of love, but because they feel unappreciated within that marriage. Now, these guys, they work all day, they provide, they make sure you're safe, they make sure you're taken care of. What do they get in return? A lot of them are getting criticism for what they didn't do, as opposed to the thankfulness for what they did. Men are not like women. They don't need a big show of affection. They don't need a parade. They don't need constant gifts. But what they do need is appreciation, gratitude, respect. What they want to hear is that the person they're working so hard for, or the family that they're working so hard for, to say, we appreciate all that hard work you're putting in. We see you. When a man feels unappreciated at home, doesn't matter how much he loves you, at a certain point, he can't keep continuing to pour from an empty cup. He's going to stop trying to pour into a cup that's continually empty. He's also going to stop pouring into a cup that constantly is looked at as half full.
Men aren't walking away because they stopped loving. They are walking away because love isn't enough anymore. There's no appreciation, no respect, and no peace left in the...
Ladies, here's the thing. We want men to be husbands. We want the rings and the things. But family, we cannot advocate for marriage without addressing the full picture, the elephant in the room. Women aren't bred to be wives today. Past generations have raised us up to pursue a career. Forget the man. He's an afterthought. Because when the man act up, you have an out, that degree that you can fall back on. And now, family, we have women who have been bred to be more of a husband than a wife. Let's keep it real. What is society teaching us? Look at the propaganda. Look at the social media. We can't continue to come at men for their lack of commitment, but not also state the obvious. There's a shortage of women worth making long-term or lifelong commitments to. We aren't training up wives. We're training up hypersexual, petty, money-hungry, cannot take any accountability, insecure, immature, women that can't even cover a pot, let alone a man. Women with the mentality that anything goes as long as I'm making $1 from it. Hyper-independent, attention-seeking, career-obsessed, not nurturing, selfish, girlfriend at best women. We want men to lock things down. And I agree, men should. But we gotta give them something worth committing to. And our media isn't pushing that agenda. It's keeping us single. So family, ladies, stop buying the lies of culture. That's what's keeping us single. Let us start focus on becoming the wife that God has created you to be.
We're starting to worry it might already be too late. Until a new generation of women grows up with real family values, marriage won't feel worth the risk or the trust anymore.
Question. You ever hear women ask, why don't men want to get married anymore?
Is it just me, or you be talking to somebody or even dating somebody, right? And be so in love, like just love this motherfucker. See absolutely no wrong in them, just love them. Then one day you're just like, I don't like you no more. We could be having a good day. And I just be like, I don't like you no more. I don't like the person you are. I don't like the way you move. I don't like the way you think. I just don't like you. So I want to leave. Just like that. Like, I want to go. I don't want to talk anymore. Is that just me?
Does any other woman who dates and deals with men wake up on a Sunday morning and be like, oh fuck, I'm the problem? Because that's me today. I realize that I am the issue. I called a guy at 2 a.m. last night, told him to come over. Okay, all right. He's a roster member. I call him Little Chico, and I do in fact call him that to his face. What are you gonna do? Anyways, all right, Nicole. And he said when he was leaving, looking forward to the next 2 a.m. call. And I go, oh fuck. Oh. Wow. And last night I also gave my number to a bartender on my receipt. And he texted me, hi, how you doing? What's up? Okay? Nicole, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. I'm like, as a girl who complains about fuckboys a lot, I'm like, I think I'm the issue. I'm the fuck girl. Oh my God. So I guess next steps are, do I do something about it? I just don't really have time right now. Like I'm a little stressed and that's fine, but I just don't really have time to date. I don't know. So that's why I'm like, do I just keep fucking around and just doing this shit? I don't know. Also, last night was a night where I like was like, oh, I'm not going out. Obviously, I ended up out. So yeah, I realize I'm the problem and probably gonna keep going. Love these ships. All right, bye.
Sis, listen. I know there are times that we make mistakes with our coochies. Don't worry, you're not alone. All you need to do is reset that kitty. Reprogram that coochie. Clear your coochie cache. You have to remember that you are the master of your domain. You are the queen of your motherfucking castle. And also remember that if it didn't feel good, it doesn't fucking count. Fuck I look like. I'm not adding that to my body count. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, bestie! You're wrong. I think it's time for another adult pre-K lesson. What do you think? All right, turn your listening ears on. Catch a bubble in your mouth. Good job. Okay, here's the thing. Having a preference is something like, I'm looking for a partner who likes kayaking, or wakes up early in the morning, or loves pizza. But when your preferences exclude an entire group of marginalized people, that's problematic. Okay, that's not nice. That's not a preference. If you lump all fat people in one group together as though they are not very different individuals, that's fatphobic. Just like lumping all black people in one group and saying, I don't like black people is racist. And lumping all disabled people in one group and saying, I don't think people in wheelchairs are hot is ableist. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Siri, why am I single?
Maybe if you'd stop being a stupid bitch and reply to the people that actually show interest in you instead of chasing someone that you know.
The most eye-opening thing I ever learned about men was from my college human sexuality class, where the professor told us that men don't actually like women. Not all men. Sure, but hang in. He said that the way that our society socializes boys to, quote, become men is not to tell them how to be men. It's just to teach them how to not be women. Don't cry, be a man. Don't be a pussy, be a man. Don't be weak, be a man. Don't be sensitive, be a man. Don't like those things. Those are girl things. And the tool we use to do that kind of socializing, to steer them away from feminine things, is shame. And you just can't go your whole life being told that the worst thing you could do is be like a woman and expect to actually like women at the end of that. But they are also taught that their sexual attractiveness to women and their ability to get women is a status symbol in front of other men. So they will sexually pursue women, but they don't actually like them as people. This is how patriarchal masculinity socializes men, and why shame, violence, and disgust are so intricately linked.
I find it really interesting that men say stuff like this and then in the same breath complain about how the penal system isn't fair to men, or how family courts aren't fair to men, or how male victims don't have a lot of recognition or mental health resources. Like, who did that?
So I'm not going to pretend I have any answers for this male loneliness epidemic thing going on, because I feel like it's a complex issue, and also some of those guys, it is their fault, and then others it's not. But something I've always found really interesting is that in platonic female friendships, women are very strongly encouraged to give each other a lot of both emotional and physical love and support. And I'm not saying that every woman has friends like that and no men have friends like that. I'm just talking about like what's generally encouraged by society. During the time periods in my life where I've been single, at least as an adult, I've never felt lonely or alone. And never felt a rush to get into a relationship because I have a lot of physical and emotional love and support from my female friends around me. I get a lot of hugs, I get a lot of compliments, I get a lot of like, you are important to me and I value you in my life, let's spend time together, etc. But I was talking to a male friend about this recently, and he was saying that the last time that he got like a genuine hug from a man was when he was like 12. And so the only real genuine physical contact that he ever gets is if he's either hooking up with or in a relationship with a woman. And ironically, the guys I know who do treat their friendships like that are often made fun of for being feminine. Again, I'm not presenting this as like an answer to a problem or something. It's just something relevant that I've been thinking about.
Accepting that you are most likely going to be alone for the rest of your life is a really hard pill to swallow. And it's not even because there's anything wrong with me or that I am not deserving. I'm just tired. I've spent most of my life recovering from men who have caused so much trauma. My physical brain cannot handle anymore. It is always in survival mode. It is always in fight or flight mode. My brain has never fully recovered from the trauma that has been caused. I meet guys and I feel like I'm constantly looking for a reason to not trust them because I have never experienced a good man before. Like, I've never been in a good, healthy relationship. I don't even know what that looks like. I don't even know what to look for. I don't know what is normal. I've never experienced normal. How am I supposed to know? And now I'm 37 and every man that I meet is disappointing and doesn't add value to my life, doesn't make me happy. And I just don't want to settle anymore. How do I know if someone is the one? I mean, is there something wrong with me? I question it all the time, but I know that I'm just fucking traumatized. What does a loving man feel like? What does a healthy relationship feel like? What does it feel like when you have found your person? I've been in so many relationships, long relationships, and no one has ever added value to my life or made me feel like I was enough. And it makes me sad that I have never gotten to experience this. It genuinely makes me sad. But I just don't know if it actually exists. So I will probably be alone. And that scares me, but I am slowly accepting that this is probably my fate. And I need to learn to love myself, and I need to tell myself that that is enough, that I don't need a partner to be whole. And that is my journey right now. I'm not an expert. I am not putting expert advice into the world. This is just my journey and what I'm going through right now. And if you're going through the same, you're not alone. I don't know, maybe that's my purpose, to learn to be on my own and let others know that it's okay.
These women live in contradictions. They crave love, but run from responsibility. They blame men for the problems they create themselves and call the chaos empowerment. They romanticize their pain and confusion, then wonder why peace, loyalty, and real commitment never find them. The truth is, it's their own walls keeping everything good out.
All right, y'all. Question is, why are men saying no to marriage? Good question. Let's get into it, family. Number one, perception of the loss of freedom. I pray that none of you guys choose a spouse that makes you feel like you have to lose yourself in order to be with them. Number two, fears about potential divorce. Number three, unwillingness to make the sacrifices that marriage requires. Number four, men today can get the benefits of a connection with a woman without commitment. Thank you, modern dating. Number five, there is not a lot of messaging about how marriage actually benefits men. Based upon what we see in media, it seems like it's just a contractual agreement that benefits women. But we know there are some benefits. And there are some strong male voices in the men's space have and still advocate for marriage. Again, y'all, I know this ain't popular, but I do believe the enemy is at work in our marriages and in destroying families. And I don't want him to win.
For a lot of men today, marriage just doesn't feel worth it anymore. It's turned into a stressful, one-sided deal that leaves them drained and emotionally exhausted. Because in today's culture, the balance is completely gone.
Prenup should de-incentivize both parties from divorcing. Or the prenup should de-incentivize both parties from cheating. If you do that, I think that can actually help the situation. And so that's where there's a problem. It's like men are now getting married at 30 and they're getting married to women who don't really want them, who are like settling. Sheryl Sandberg, she had the quote is like, hey, when you're young, date them all, date the hot guy and the fun guy. But when you're older, date the guy who thinks that taking out the trash is sexy or whatever. And it's like, bro, I'm supposed to wait while you run through all these dudes. And then when I'm 30, I'm going to settle down with you after you've been through all after you've rocked the bartender. I'm like, I'm not going to wait. That's crazy. And so the thing is, if you believe men should wait, then there is no crisis. But the divorce rate is skyrocketing.
Do you know, is there a divorce rate statistic for if you get married in your 20s versus 30s for the first time?
Yes, so it's higher divorce rate between 20 and 25. It lowers between 25 and 32, and then after 32, it goes back up.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's not a huge
It's not
statistic.
like it just doesn't matter.
Divorce in general is pretty prevalent with all marriages, but there's another interesting statistic. This is one that really pisses people off. So there's a 56% divorce rate, and 80% of divorces are initiated by women. So
80%?
80%. So 70 to 80%. Whenever I talk to women about this, their obvious next reaction is, well, of course, because it's the men's fault. The men do this, the men do that, the men do whatever. And I'm like, okay, what if we ran an experiment where we controlled for men? So a way to do that would be to look at same-sex couples, gay men and lesbian women. What is their divorce rate? So what should happen is, if it's men's fault, is that homosexual men should get divorced at a higher rate than lesbian women. And the opposite is true. Lesbians get divorced at twice the rate that homosexual men do. So when women don't even have men to blame, they are leaving marriages faster than men.
If most divorces are started by women, that might also explain why the rates are higher in lesbian relationships. It shows there are deeper patterns and issues in how modern relationships are built and maintained. Hit that join button. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if this message hit home for you. And drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read every single one. See you in the next one.